Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Well, I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited. I hope you can hear me okay. This is my first YouTube live in probably about 4 years. I tried YouTube live a couple of years ago and it seemed so complicated, and I had to use different um, I had to use a separate program, and I just couldn't get the hang of it. But now YouTube, thank you, YouTube, thank you, YouTube. YouTube has made it really, really easy now to stream. So yeah, I'm so pleased. So because it's so much easier to stream now, I just thought, you know what? Oh, come on, and I will do a YouTube stream, and depending on how it goes, I hope to do them regularly because I would love to connect with you, to chat with you, to see how things are going, to share those ideas and inspiration, and yeah, to yes, yeah, create a community, the creative community. So, if this is your first time here with me, then thank you so much. If you've been on my YouTube channel previously and seen any of my videos, then again, thank you so much. If you've subscribed, brilliant, great job. That's the right thing to do. And if you've not subscribed, then what are you waiting for, guys? Please feel free to subscribe and click that notification bell. So, just to give you a little bit of background about me, I'm on a weight loss and wellness journey. And to date, I've lost 97 pounds, and I've done that with Weight Watchers. And I know that a lot of people who are following me in on here on YouTube and also in my Facebook group, which is Time Out with Angela on Facebook, are also following the Weight Watchers plan. And also here on this channel, I do other things around healthy cooking and recipes. I do shopping hauls as well. I share with you what I've bought, all those healthy goods to cook and eat, but also just products in general that I enjoy buying, and also clothes as well. And then I do a little bit of gardening, and now I've got my YouTube live. So this is the place where we're going to have a bit of chit chat. And my desk is wobbling because I'm on the breakfast bar, and yeah, it's just wobbling a little bit, but there we go. So, yes, so guys, this is the place where we're going to have some chit chat, and I can see I've got 3 people with me. So, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here today. So, guys, what I want to use this Facebook Live, YouTube Live for is to have some chit chat and to get some conversations going. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions, and I could respond live to it. So, hello, Sam. Hello, my lovely. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much. So, guys, if you've got any questions about anything really, or you want to make a comment about what you're up to, how your weight loss journey is going, you want to ask me anything about my journey, this is the place to ask. It might even be that you want to ask me things about my shopping hauls or my recipes. Anything you want to ask, please feel free to ask, but also feel free to share, because I want this to be a two-way chit chat. But within that, I do want to bring structure to it, because I want you to watch these lives and get value from it. And today, I really want to talk about motivation, because, guys, I don't know if you're like me, but there are times on this journey that my motivation is high, and then it sort of takes a steady and very steep dip. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that other people experience that the motivation to keep going can be hard to muster, can be really hard to find. Let me know in the chat box, guys, if this is you, if you've ever experienced that. You know, you might have read something, you might have spoken to someone, you might have watched a video, you might have been to your Weight Watchers or your Slimming World um, meeting, you might have been to the gym, you might have been around people, heard something, seen something, and you come away and you feel really motivated to get going and have a really good week or a really good day on your journey. And then within a few hours or maybe the next day, that motivation dips. And then when it dips, it's then hard to get up again and to get going. And so many times on my journey, particularly at the start of my journey, that happened. I'd go to my weekly meeting. I was really excited and pumped. And especially if I saw that loss on the scale. And then I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to have a really good week. And then I'd get home. And then the next day I got up and I was like, okay, don't feel so motivated now. I've just felt a little bit flat. Yeah, yeah, Sam, your motivation is a little low despite another loss in your regular 2 week working today, and you feel like you're not working hard enough. You know, Sam, I totally get you. I totally feel you. You know, it, it happens. It happens, and motivation can really dip, and it's hard to get that motivation going. And I see so many people, I've experienced it myself so many times on my journey, where the motivation dips. And I often, and then I read a quote. It was from, I don't know if anybody has heard of a fabulous motivational speaker called Jim Rohn. If anybody have heard him, and Jim Rohn said, motivation gets you going. That's all motivation does. It gets you going. So then if motivation gets us going, we have to have something else that keeps us moving forward, that keeps propelling us forward. Because by the statement motivation gets us going, it implies that that motivation can stop. Yeah, if it gets us going, it can stop. And yesterday, this is a classic. This is a classic analogy. Yesterday, I was at the park with my grandkids, and I put the baby. I say it's a baby. He's like just over 2. I put him in the swing, and I was swinging him, and he was loving it. He was loving being in the swing, and I pushed him, and he started swinging, going high, and then after a few swings, it started to slow down. And I could see him kicking and say, Nanny, Nanny, because he wanted me to push him again to get him going, to get that momentum going. And then that momentum was going, and then it slowed down again. And then I had to push him again to get him going, and then it kept slowing down, slowing down. So I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. And you know, and I was thinking that motivation is a little bit like that. We have that big push, you know, we can have that um you know, be around those really inspiring people. We could read those books and go to those meetings and all of that, and we can have that, we can get that inspiration that gets us going, and we feel, yeah, I've got this going. But just like with the swing, it started to slow down. I find that is exactly how it is for me, exactly how it is. I can then start to slow down. And in the past, the danger was I slowed down so much that I stopped. And when I stop, it's hard again, really hard to get going. So the question then is, yeah, I'm loving that, Sam. For you need to remember that consistency is going to get you where you want to be. rather than expecting something every 2 weeks. I'm loving that. And you think you expect too much from yourself and your silly body. Well, your body is not silly, Sam. Your body is amazing. It is incredible. It is awesome and it can do so many different things. But I'll tell you what I've learned, Sam. I've learned that my body and my mind, even though they're connected, they are two different things. And whilst my body might be wanting an outcome, or my body is doing the work, and my body's doing the work, and my mind is saying, because I'm doing the work, I'm expecting an outcome, and the two doesn't always correlate. And sometimes that outcome comes a little bit later than I, in my mind, expect. Yeah. So, I've had to learn over the course of my journey and you're right, Sam, it is all about that consistency. So, the same way that I was pushing my grandson, after about he went back 3 or 4 times, I could see it slowing down. So to keep him in motion and to keep that motion going, I had to be consistent in keeping pushing him. I had to keep pushing him. And it just made me, it really dawned on me that it's that consistency that really is going to get us towards the goal. It really is. And the other thing that I realized is it's also about commitment, being committed to our goals. And it's kind of like, if you've ever been in that relationship and you meet somebody first and it's all butterflies and everything, and every time you see them, you're all blushing and the butterflies are going and all that hot flush is coming on. And then after a few weeks, you're happy to see them, but you're not getting quite that same feeling. And then, 3 years later, they're like dropping their dirty socks and you're like, "Oh," you're getting really frustrated. And then 10 years later, 15 years later, it's kinda like you're looking at them and you're just thinking, "Ugh, what's the use?" But in that time, and I'm saying this for me, it might not be for the same for you, but in that time, they're dropping their socks and they're frustrating you, but you don't ever think of leaving them. You don't think, you know what, that's it. The relationship's done. Not unless the relationship is really bad and it's not healthy. But you get those little niggles that they do, and you get so frustrated with them. But you don't walk out the door because you're committed. You've made a commitment to them. And I realized that actually for me, my weight loss journey is a little bit like that. Is I have to be committed to me. I have to be committed to me and my health and my journey. And when I'm committed, and I can see I've got a few more people with me this morning. So good morning, and well, it's afternoon now. Good afternoon and welcome. So it's kind of like one being committed to myself and my journey, and never giving up. And yeah, it's like you say, Sam. Sometimes we expect more from our bodies, and we expect more, you know, out of what we're putting in, and we expect more out of the scales. We're expecting more, but we don't ever give up because we're committed to our health, we're committed to the long-term goal, we're committed to our fitness, we're committed to getting fitter and stronger and living a long and healthy life, and we're committed to all of that, so we don't give up. So what I realized on my journey was that I have to be committed 100%, and committed to me, and not committed per se to a company or a plan, um, but committed to me. Okay, that's the first thing I realized. And then once I'm committed to me, then getting that consistency going, being really consistent every day, building those habits. And then once I'm consistent, that keeps the swing going, keeps the swing in motion rather than being high 1 minute and then dipping. So those are three things, and those are broad things that I found has really helped me. But within that, because that is quite big, it's quite broad. But within that, I've had to learn to set some really realistic goals, really realistic goals, to keep that swing going. So the same way that my grandson was really enjoying Nanny pushing him, the only way that that was going to keep going was if every third back and forth I pushed him again, and that kept in motion. So setting that goal for myself has really made the difference. And then being really positive, being positive just generally in my life, being finding those positive people around me and reading those positive books and I listen to tons and tons of podcasts, um, and listening. And I have to tell you guys, I was listening. I'm going a bit off topic here now, because that's okay, because it's all chit chat here. But on YouTube, old time days, I discovered a couple of YouTube channels, and like there's all of these scammers out there. You've got all these romance scammers. So I started watching a few of these about the romance scams, and I'm just absolutely bowled over at how much these scammers are so bold and brazen, and how they scam innocent people out of hundreds and thousands of pounds. It's just absolutely shocking. But then I found a group of videos, and I have to tell you about the one of them. Oh my days, it is just the funniest thing ever. So I'm sure you've heard about people who do these Microsoft scams and PayPal scams and Amazon scams. So they call you up on these call centers abroad, and they tell you that you're due a refund, and then they get you to log into your computer. They send you a link, and that link, when you click on it, it gives them access to your computer, and then they can see all your files. They can go in and delete it, and then what they're trying to do is get you to log in to your bank, so that they can harvest your security details and all of this. So it's really bad. So guys, just please be really careful of any links that you get. But this YouTube channel, it's called Scam Sandwich. Yeah, Scam, SCAM, and Sandwich, as in a sandwich that you eat. And this bloke, oh my days, I've never belly laughed so much in my life. So what he does, goes, he pretends that he's falling for the bait. So he calls like the scammers, and he gets them to log on, and they think that he's an because he gets into character, and his character is this old woman called Neld, and she's 88. Okay, and they think that they're speaking to a real old person, and that they're going to scam her, and she runs them in absolute rings. It is hilarious, hilarious. And when they're finished, usually like they're screaming blue murder, or they're so frustrated, they're like, I've had enough of this. So feel free to check it out, guys. It's called Scam Sandwich. It is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Um, so back to my point. What I was trying to say is that I listen to things that are positive, but within that, it might be things that lift my spirit, that make me laugh. Like Scam Sandwich has me stitches. It makes me laugh. It makes me feel good about myself. So when I am laughing, I feel good. It makes me then want to go and reach and work on my goals. And then I also then try and get a balance in my lifestyle. I try and eat right, and I really make a conscious effort every day to eat right, to eat healthy, to drink my water, and also to move. And I've just started at the gym. Well, it's just started about 2 months ago, and I'm absolutely loving it, loving, loving, loving. I'm loving how my body is feeling. Um, I'm loving how it's making my mindset, the change in my mindset. And guys, I would never, ever, ever in a million years thought that I could be up at 5 o'clock and be in the gym at 5:30 in the morning. I am absolutely loving it. Um, and that keeps me motivated. That it keeps that swing going higher and higher. Um, so what do you do to keep yourself motivated, guys? I would love to know. Pop it in the chat box, and let me know, what do you do to keep your pendulum swinging, to keep that consistency going? Because as we know, motivation only gets you going, and then the motivation's going to dip. So, what's behind that motivation? What are you committed to? What part of your journey are you committed to? And that then ties into your why. But also, what are you? So you're committed to the virtuals and popping in to see me on virtuals for an uplift. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So, and that is great. Knowing what we're committed to, and then being consistent with that is behind the motivation. That is going to keep us going when we feel that the motivation is dipping, and it's going to, like that swing, keep us in motion. It really is. Because, guys, it's kind of like this. I bought me elastic bands to show you. I hope you can see that. I bought a few different colors so you can see this. So years ago, I used to work in management. Um, I used to train a lot of the managers, and the senior team. And I used to always like use this illustration. I'm going to use it with you guys today. And this is an elastic band. And I've just got three here together because I wasn't sure that you could see them. But I've got three here together. And sometimes this is like our life. Yeah, this is our life. And we're just every day going around in circles, doing the same thing, you know, we're on repeat. And that's not a bad thing. Being on repeat can be a really, really good thing, because again, that gives us that consistency. But sometimes if we want this amount of results, staying here isn't going to give us that. And I've learned this lesson just recently in the gym and working with a PT. If you want that amount of results, staying like that, just going round and round and round in circles, isn't going to be enough. What we need to do is stretch. We got to, can you see? We wanted that amount of results, but we're here. And we're never going to get that amount of results if we stay here. We have to stretch. We have to stretch ourselves, and we have to come out of the comfort zone, and we have to step out into what is there for us. And so many, and I know I have been like this, and it was only recently talking to my PT and working with her that it really resonated with me. And I was like, do you know what? I've got results. The first 2 years of my journey, I was muddling along and I had lost weight, but I wasn't getting the results that I wanted because I was staying here. I was staying here. And what I started to do, and it's coming up to a year now since I had my epiphany. If you don't know about my epiphany, dive into some of my YouTube videos and check them out. I've got a video about 6 stone, 7 pounds weight loss, and I've talked to you there about my epiphany. So it's coming up to a year, and what I had to do was to stretch. And once I started to stretch myself, that's when I got the results. And there were some days that, you know, I'm like that, I've stretched that much. Some days, I've stretched that much. Other days I've stretched like that. But overall, this past year, I've stretched like that. And when I've stretched myself like that, I've seen the results. But if I stayed in my comfort zone, I ended up looking like that. Just going round and round and round and round and round and round and round, doing the same things over and over again. And as I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing because that is consistency. But sometimes if when I and I have to talk about myself, 'cause everybody is different, everybody's got their own journey. But when I was going round and round and round and round and round, I was doing okay, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So when I started just stretching myself just that little bit more, that's when I saw big results. Big, big, big results because I started stretching. And my coach, I've got this amazing coach. She's absolutely fantastic, and she's a bodybuilder. And I chose her because I was like, if she can achieve what she's achieved with her body, she can help me even 1%. She really can. And she says to me, "Do you know what? Most people can do a lot more than they think they can." So last week, she had me on the leg press, and first she got me lifting um, 5 kg. And I was like, okay, I can do this. It's not too bad. And she was like, okay. Then she increased it to 15. And I was like, what do you mean 15? That's too much. I wanted this amount of results, but I was only prepared to stretch that much. And she goes, stop talking, just do it. I was like, okay. And she says, how does that feel? I says, actually, that didn't feel too bad. I said, I can feel it, but it's not too bad. She goes, fine. Now she says, I'm going to change your weights. And I said, what are you going to change it to? And she walked away. She picked up the weight and she brought it back. And she didn't tell me what weight it was. And she put it on. And I said, I hope this is like 20 kg. And she goes, it's 40. And I was like, no way. I cannot do 40 kg. I can't do it. And she goes, stop talking and press that. And I was like, oh my God. And like I had to pose myself. I was like, take that deep breath and just go for it. And I started pressing it. And she was like, well done. And I was counting in my head and she's talking to me and I just had to block her out. And I was like 9, 10, 11. And she could see me slowing down. And as I hit 12, she said, carry on, don't stop. And I was like, oh my days. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. She goes, stop talking, just do it. And I got to 15 and she goes, great job. Now press another 5. And I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. She goes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I did it. And I was like, oh my days. And she said, you know what? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That was very impressive. And let me tell you, I was blown out of the park. I think it was 30 kg. It might have been a bit more, to be honest, because I was just that like, I was just that emotionally gone at like pressing these weights. I mean, Sam, you're saying you tried 140 on the leg press and you managed it, but you died for a few days. Yeah, I can assure you, it wasn't that much. It wasn't 140 that I did, but it might have been a bit more than 30 thinking about it. Yeah, but I tell you, I was just like so dazed with it all. But what that taught me, guys, is that I knew I was at this stage just going round and round in circles, committed to me, committed to my journey, nothing wrong with that. It was great, but it wasn't getting me the results. And when she pushed me that much, I was like, that's cool, I can do that. Then when she pushed me like that, I was like, I'm not so sure. Then when she pushed me like that and she's really stretched me, I was absolutely shocked at how much I could do. I could do so much more than I thought I could. And that is in the gym, but it's also, I mean, I'd applied that on my weight loss journey this past year. And I was like, "Do you know what? Do you know, I could be consistent with my food, with my tracking, with drinking my water. I can be consistent with that. I could even be consistent with my mindset, and I can be consistent with my sleep." But I didn't think, because I was the first one to say, I don't enjoy activity. I don't like activity. But now I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm realizing that actually I can stretch that much, even when I thought I could only do that, or even just do that much. So, what are you consistent with, guys? How are you stretching yourselves? What are you doing to stretch yourself? What have you done? What can you do to stretch yourself this week, today, tomorrow? What can you do to come out of your comfort zone and just stretch yourself just that little bit more? What can you do? I would love to know. I'd love to know. So, guys, what are you up to today? Let me know. Do let me know. What are you up to today? I have got um, oh, you're consistent with your training, Sam. Yeah, you want to push yourself on your cardio sessions and tell yourself you can achieve more, and you can, my darling. And you're tuning in whilst working overtime. I'm loving that. Thank you so much for tuning in. So you were here because I know that you work a lot in the gym. You do. You really push yourself, but can you push yourself that little bit further? Yeah, can you? I'd love to see you in the week and to hear if you've been able to push yourself a bit further. So guys, yeah, what are you up to today? So I've got my cousin is visiting from the Caribbean, so we've got a family get together this afternoon. So I'm going to nip over there to see her and yeah, spend a little time with her. And then I'm working this afternoon and this evening, and then it's back to the old grind of the work. I shouldn't say that because I absolutely love my job. Yes, but it's not a grind. It's not a grind. I absolutely love it. But you know what I mean? I'm back into that routine of, work and all of that. So yeah, and what else am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna work on my business as well, guys. I'm gonna work on my business. So I am doing now, I've got a video coming out this week. It might be tomorrow. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. Because that way you'll be notified as and when I upload a video. And also, guys, feel free to share. I know some people have been really sharing my YouTube channel, and I've really grown the past couple of this past fortnight. So yeah, I'm over 900 now. Yay! Yay! Heading towards 1,000 mark. So, what was I going to say? What was I going? Oh yeah. So I, alongside my day job, I have two small businesses, and in one of my businesses, what I'm going to be doing is running some private courses. Nothing to do with my day job, absolutely nothing, totally independent. And I'm going to be running them. So what it is, oh, I know what I was telling you. Sorry, it's the old menopause brain. Yeah, it catches me out sometimes, I tell you. So I know what I was telling you. I was telling you that I've got a video coming out, so do look out for that, about my vision board. So back in the day, I used to work in management. I'm trained as a human resource practitioner, and managed HR departments, and also training managers was my love. It was my passion, more so than all the employment law stuff. I absolutely loved training, and I used to train managers. And one of the things that I used to do is to train them around creating a vision board or strategies for their teams and departments. And then they, and that was to help them achieve success in, within their teams. And then the managers as individuals and their teams wanted me to do some vision boarding with them, to create that dream board with them, to help them think through their goals and what they wanted to achieve personally. So I did that for many, many years. And then since I've been running my own business, I've done that. I've done that the past couple of years, but only for a small select group of people. And it's been so good. It's so good because vision boarding, and when you watch the video, I'll show you my own vision board. And let me tell you, you've got to watch it because it is so, I say it's uncanny, but it isn't really, because this is what the things that I've put on my vision board, most of the things I've actually accomplished and achieved, including things around my own weight loss, finances, buy my own home, travel, family, all of that, because I wanted those things. I popped them on my vision board. And as I was going through it the other day when I was making the video, I was like, oh my goodness, actually, I've achieved these things. So creating a dream board, a vision board, it is so powerful, and it is so much more than just getting some photographs and sticking it on a board or sticking it in a book. So I'm gonna be be running some vision board workshops and dream boards, and I'm going to start in September with the view of helping people put together their vision for the rest of the year, what they want to achieve in the rest of the year. It's kind of like really thrashing out the why, but when we do it, it's entirely up to you. I teach you those techniques, and we do some visioning and some meditation, and not in a heebie-jeebie kind of way, but just like thoughtfulness and mindfulness. And we do all sorts of things to help you to share the technique. And then what people have done afterwards is they've then gone away and they've created that board, and then they come back a few weeks later and we do a review, and then we have to break that vision down and create those steps. And what we then do is my goal is to help people create that vision. It's almost like taking that why and really breaking it down. But it could be around your health and well-being journey, your weight loss journey. It could be around your finances. It could be around relationships. It could be around your family life. So you can look at it. Once you know the techniques, you can do this in any area. So watch the video when it comes out, because I'll take you through my own vision board and I'll tell you a bit more about the course. So if you're not on my Facebook page, feel free to join me. It's Time Out with Angela groups. and that is on Facebook, and also Time Out with Angela on Instagram, because I will be posting the link there and more detail and more information there. And then, feel free if you want to join me. There's absolutely no obligation to do it. So Sam, my other business is so I do it's essentially it's consultancy. So I do consultancy. I train small businesses around lots of things to do with business improvements. But now I'm more and more I'm getting called to do things around health and well-being, because obviously I'm in that field. So do things around health and well-being. And then my other business is sales. So I resell. So I've got a little business on YouTube and Vintage, and I sell a lot of vintage things. So I'm always on the lookout for vintage things, things of heritage, things of interest, and then I sell them on. So I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and that is very, very part-time. It's really only as and when I've got the time. And now that I've got 2 grandchildren and they grow out of clothes, I also take their clothes, and although it's not vintage, I do sell their clothes on as well. And also, now that I've lost a lot of weight, I've come down from a 26, 24 down to a 14, 12, 14, 16, that kind of range. So I do also sell my clothes and my shoes and stuff that I've got lying around. I'm just trying to get rid of. And that way I'll have more money to invest into my consultancy. So that's what I do. Busy woman, I know. I've always been busy, always been busy. And as part of my consultancy, I am looking at working with businesses to help them around cooking, healthy cooking. Because I had a consultation with a council, a large council near me, and they were saying that their sick rates are ridiculously high. And I know that because I used to work in HR, and it was my job to manage sickness rates. And companies like councils, they've put a lot of money into sick benefits, which is quite right that they should do that. But there's some things that councils and employees can do to support their employees to reduce the amount of sick time they have, or even to prevent people going off sick. And that is to encourage them with that healthy lifestyle. So to encourage them to get out at lunchtime and move a little bit more, to get up and have those breaks, moving around the office, or, just getting out, being outside, and, being mindful. But also, when I was doing this consultation with my local council, I was talking to them about healthy eating, because what I'd noticed was in the local areas, there was loads of shops for chips and takeaways and, high calorie sandwiches and pizzas. And they were saying that, and we said people can eat whatever they want, but as a council, as an employee, they should, how can they encourage their employees to eat more healthily? To make those healthier choices, so that they don't get that after dinner, after lunch slump. That slump after you've had your lunch, you've had too many carbs in there, you just want to, fall asleep, because they notice that productivity really dips. So, it's talking to them about how we can encourage their staff to eat healthily, to live that healthy lifestyle, and also to just think about their healthy lunch and a healthy breakfast, and have those foods that are going to boost their energy. So so that's kind of what my other business is doing that consulting. So I'm getting ready to set it all up to do my cooking school, so that their employees can come in at an agreed time, and I could do cook for them and help them to prepare healthy lunches and healthy snacks throughout the day. So yeah, busy woman. I like to be really busy. I'm just not one for sitting and watching TV. I've always got to be doing something, and I've always got my earphones in and always listening to something. So yeah, so that is me. So guys, what are you up to today? I would love to know. Feel free to pop it in the chat box or pop into my Facebook group and let me know. And also let me know what you think about this live stream. This is my first one in about 4 years. Yeah, the first one I did, it was it was stressful, but now YouTube has changed it, so it's really easy to live stream. So my plan is, if you guys are liking this, if you think this is of value, if you think it might be of interest to you, then I would probably every fortnight I'll start off coming in and doing a stream. But if it is of interest to you, I would love to know what topics you would like me to cover. So today we've covered motivation, consistency, and commitment to ourselves and our journey. But let me know what you'd like me to do. Yeah, the world's our oyster. Yeah, so we can do whatever we want on YouTube live. Okay, so guys, that is it for me. I've got my glass of water here. I'm going to have a little sip. And then I'm going to get ready to go off to my family do. So guys, I will see you all soon. Take care now. Bye.